Thanks for considering the Focus for Growth Leadership Accelerator program in 2025. The idea of this program is really to address the huge leadership gap. The statistics are incredible that 65% of business leaders are promoted into leadership positions and they're not given the appropriate training, support, and coaching to enable them to thrive. And the reason they got there in the first place is because they were really good at their jobs. They're high performers. And if you can relate to that, this is the journey I went on, that you're really good at your job when you're an individual contributor. And then you move into a leadership position, you're not given the structure, and all of a sudden, what worked for you as an individual contributor no longer works in leadership because you can't just do all the work yourself. You can't push yourself so hard that you can make up the work of an entire team. All of a sudden, you have to change your approach. And being friends with people is good, but it's not good enough. And just starting to think about, okay, what are the changes I need to make to help my team to be able to perform at the level I performed at when I was in that role? That's a big distinction. And really what we do in this program is we help you to start to set a clearer strategy for your teams, start to set much clearer expectations, and then coach people to over deliver on those expectations. That's the big shift that we help people make, and really driving and inspiring high performance from the teams that you lead. And what we do is it's a 12-month accelerator program, but we guarantee that within 90 days of starting, you will feel so much more confident. Your team will feel so much clearer on priorities, and you will start to coach them in a way that reduces that responsibility you feel for their results and switches so that they start to feel that responsibility and accountability for their results. And it's such a simple switch that we help you to make, and we've got structure that helps you to make those strategic changes. But once that happens, once it clicks for you, once you get it, everything changes. You no longer feel as if you're the one that's burdened with all of the firefighting and all of the responsibility for your teams to actually just do what they should be doing anyway. But what you learn as a high performer when you're a high performer turned leader, what you learn is that you're in the top 10%. You don't think like everybody else. You kind of assume everyone thinks and acts like you do. Well, they don't. And if you're in leadership right now, you've already started to twig that, or you may already have figured that out for yourself. And the only way that we can help people to start to really embrace what they're capable of is through coaching as leaders. But you will be aware that coaching and coaching interventions are valuable. But what I found, and what we teach you in the program, is that there's a much broader context to coaching. So just having individual coaching conversations isn't enough. We need a wider frame on leadership and how coaching fits into the different stages of leadership. And that's where we expand the model beyond just simple grow type coaching conversations, and think, what is a strategic coaching approach for a leader in the context of having a really solid business plan, setting the right standards and values and getting people on board with that, setting really clear objectives, creating time and space for people to perform and being able to observe them performing, then coaching for high performance, and making that a cycle so that the final component is development planning, succession planning, and thinking strategically about how you lead your business. And that is a process we go through. We unpack it step by step by step, and we guide you through it. So you have the opportunity to learn through not just the content, because it's a 12-month program. As you're learning the content and then applying it in your role, you've got this opportunity to start to adjust and course correct as you work through the modules. It's an amazing program. There's a best-selling book called Coaching Leaders, and we use the models and the content from Coaching Leaders. And there's a model called the Coach Model, which we work through stage by stage. We have access to all the resources from Inspire, Influence, Sell, which is the other best-selling book that I wrote. And that uses the Inspire sales methodology. You get access to all of that. So if you're in sales or customer service or commercial functions where you need your team to be fully aligned with a more strategic and proven sales approach, you get access to those resources as well. And it's a cohort of 20 people. So you'll be among a peer group of high-performing business leaders who are really committed to making this strategic shift in their leadership and starting to coach and think about this broader approach to coaching as leaders in the business so that you and your team become less dependent on you. Actually, they become dependent on each other. So independent and first step, interdependent as a team as a second step. And we work through that as we go through the 12-month cycle. And I said the first phase is a quick win. Within 90 days, we really want you up and running. And then once we get beyond the first 90 days, we really want to go into growth mode. So really helping you to implement the different elements of the broader program. But you'll already have a much greater sense of control and leadership confidence having gone through that first 3-month cycle. Beyond that, it really is about acceleration and giving you the tools to be able to sustain these changes that you make in your business so you don't fall back into the trap of old habits and being overly directive, picking up responsibility, kind of yo-yoing between different tasks, which we all can be guilty of. It's really tempting to slip back into those habits. So we want to really help you sustain and maintain this change in approach going forward. How does it work? What does the program include? So it's a combination of different elements. So the first element is that you get access to an online training program. So that's a video-based program with all of the different modules available. And you can work through that at your own pace. But then you also get access to a monthly live Zoom call for 90 minutes where we work through that content as well. So you've got 2 ways to work through the content. In the live calls, you can bring all of your current priorities, any challenges you're facing, anything that's happening for you in your business that is perhaps something you can't quite navigate on your own and you're looking for, I don't know, an external opinion, maybe some coaching yourself, a bit of hot seating so we can talk about the issue in more detail. And what you'll find is that as you're part of a cohort, the issues that you face are very similar to the issues your cohort face. So people will bring situations to the live sessions and you'll be thinking, you know what, I've got a similar issue to that, or I've just gone through something like that and I'm not sure I handled it as well as I could have done. So what we learn from not just the one-to-one individual hot seats, but also from the group is that their problems are very often similar to your problems, and being able to resolve them and having some mentoring and coaching to help them to navigate them much more effectively as we go through the program helps everybody to learn. They say that a rising tide lifts all ships, and we see that in our programs. And we have some leaders from some amazing companies join us. I work both with leadership teams, boards of directors, as well as run these open programs. So this program is an open program where you'll have lots of different leaders from different companies, and those external perspectives give you fresh ideas and a new kind of momentum around your own leadership capability. So we meet once a month on Zoom for a 90-minute kind of coaching workshop, and then every quarter we meet for a full day in person. So that will be a full day once every quarter, and then 90 minutes on Zoom in the intervening months for the 12 months. We also assign you an accountability partner, so one other person that will work with you throughout the 12 months. So you have someone else who is a peer, someone who's going through similar situations to you, similar challenges, so you can meet with that person as frequently as you like. We recommend weekly check-ins with that person, short, sharp weekly check-ins, talk about progress, talk about the work that you're doing, the challenges that you're facing. And then that gives you that a continual relationship with somebody that helps you with implementation and accountability. And then, of course, we have a WhatsApp group, which is secure for that group. So that there's an opportunity to ask questions, share feedback, share best practice, share progress, which is really, really valuable. And I'm on that WhatsApp group. So you have then personal access to me. You can direct message me one-to-one if there's anything that you want an extra pair of eyes on. It's really been valuable as part of that cohort and the process. We have a leadership toolkit. The toolkit is a series of Excel documents, which are documents that help you start to structure your leadership approach. So team review documents, one-to-one expectation setting documents. We have a business planning template. We have coaching documents, so coaching workflow documents. We have high quality questions documents, so you can start to capture some of the questions you want to include in business reviews. We have a field visit planner if you're in a remote base or you manage remote teams. We have field visit planner documents, so you can start to use those when you're working with your teams, perhaps remotely or out in the field. We have action and observation documents, and we have a full suite of development documents as well, and a succession plan. So there's so much content in here. It's quite difficult to describe it in a short video, but I want to give you a sense for exactly what's included. And then if you think about the investment involved, so investment for the program is a monthly subscription. So we try and make it a monthly subscription to make it affordable for people. So you literally by kind of month 3 or 4, you should find that the growth you're establishing in your business, the additional growth that's being generated through your impact as a leader, especially if you're in commercial functions, actually you'll start to see that this is delivering you an ROI as you go through the program, because your team will be more focused, they'll deliver better results, you'll be more focused and help them to stay on track against their own commitments, performance and targets. And it's really for business leaders. So people who have teams of around 5 people or more. You can be in a direct leadership role, first line or second line. So people who are committed to doing the work and want to change and develop themselves. It's not a done for you solution. So what you're looking for is someone to actually do the work for you, implement your plans and do that work, that this isn't a program for you. It's also not a program for you if you don't want to make the commitment to do some work and develop yourself and your teams. It's also not for you if you're quite happy to be directive and continue to tell your teams what to do, because we really want to shift away from that type of management, start to think about how we coach as leaders. So there are some nuances there that are important for us to get right. I'm reading from a document here because I just want to make sure that I cover everything in this video. We ensure you that once you get on the program, within the first in the first 90 days, that's the first 3 sessions, within the first 90 days, you will feel much more confident, much more in control. Any issues that you have coming into the program, and we start with just getting you to tell us, what are some of those challenges, what are your objectives that you're looking to achieve as we start the program. If you don't feel after 90 days that you have those things under control, or you feel at least you've got a greater sense of control and momentum to resolve a number of those issues, if not all, then I will work with you one-to-one to get you to the point where you feel that. So that's our guarantee. You will get, whilst it's not a one-to-one program, if there's anything you need in order to succeed within the program and you're not getting it, my commitment, my personal commitment to you is that you get one-to-one support to get those results until you find that you're getting what it was that you signed up for. So it really is, and I'm sure you know, one-to-one executive coaching is incredibly expensive. I charge usually around £1,500 a session. So that's a real commitment. So it's a really valuable commitment from me to you. So if you'd like to be considered for our 2025 program, we're looking for 20 leaders to start in January. It'll be end of January, early February when we kick off the program for 2025. If you'd like to be considered, please contact me. We'll just ask you a few check-in questions just to make sure that the program's right for you and that you're a fit for the program, because that's important, that mutual compatibility. But feel free, register your details below. And if you'd like to ask any questions, there's some frequently asked questions at the bottom of this page as well. If you have any questions about it, or if you'd like details, just contact me and we'll be in touch. And hopefully I will see you on our 2025 program. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We'll have a brilliant cohort of incredible leaders, as we do each year. And I look forward to meeting you and helping you to make your leadership transformation